Hello everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
Submission. Okay, let's be honest. We've been programmed to hate that word. Want to change that and tap into your feminine energy at the same time? You can. Introducing Submission is Not the Enemy. A basic yet powerful book written in simple language, practical, and easy to digest. It's your first steps on your journey to perfecting the woman inside of you. Available at Amazon.
Hey, hey! Y'all see what's going on? So this is going to be tonight. Okay, tonight it is going down with me and the beautiful Danica Marie of Dope Discussions. It's going to be 6 o'clock Central, so that is really just in 2 hours. And we're going to be talking about if she's not worth the 4 things and she's not worth you. Okay? That is what we are talking about. How are we doing, Crimson Knights? Hey, how we doing? Hey. Right? It's gonna be epic, right? Like, this is gonna be awesome. So here's what I want. This is Submission is Not the Enemy, which is Danica's book. So what I would like for everyone to do is, after the show, go ahead and I need at minimum 10 of my Crimsonites to go and purchase this book if you have not purchased it. When I ordered it, it came right on time. It's a wonderful read. Gives us some fundamental things, okay, that we can learn about submission in relationships. Okay, so I would love for that to happen. If Father's Time or one of my moms still has the Amazon link, I would definitely appreciate it to be posted again. Okay, so everyone, do me a huge favor. We need to support the authors and the people in this space who are trying to do good. So definitely go ahead and pick this book up. All right, you'll be happy that you did that. So let me put it back here, because you know yesterday I knocked it a couple of times, so we're going to be careful today. You get yours tomorrow. Hey, hey, so who do we have? Who do we have? We've got Peyton the Great, we got Malika, we got Eugene, we got Sir Anthony, we got Father's Time, we got Miss Sherry, we got Yes I Said It, we got Book of Ronan, we got Sheep Stay Sleep, the A-Game family, we got Malika, we got Eugene Steele, we got Miss Rita, Miss Fit Feminine, we got Miss Bronze Dipped. How y'all doing, ladies? We got Mogul Maze, we got Miss Kalila, Elgene. All right, so we, you know, today, you know, hey, Dr. Michelle, hey, J-Rock, today, you know, I was thinking almost like casual Fridays. You know, I'm in high spirits today. I really can't wait for the show tonight. It's really gonna be awesome. I really cannot wait. It is gonna be so awesome. Y'all are gonna love it. And I'm gonna love it, I'm sure. We're gonna have a packed house, and we are gonna cut up. Okay? But in a good way. We're going to cut up in a good way. So it is TGIF. Everybody is happy that it's Friday. Thank you so much, Father's Time, for that link. Let me go ahead and pin it so people can, so you guys can have access to it as the show goes on. Also, for those who did not, I want to say this before the end of the show. I'm going to say this in the beginning before we get started. I have a Discord server, okay? For those of you who are unfamiliar with Discord, it's just like a chat app, chat server. And I use it to post my videos and live streams. Just because sometimes I know that YouTube sends out notifications. They may send them out late. They may not send them out to everyone. So here's the link to my Discord server. All you have to do is click it. Just come in with your YouTube name. Just introduce yourself. And this is where you'll see all of the notifications for my channel. Any updates that I may have for my channel. And you won't ever have to miss a show or a video or any content that I drop. I got 50 wonderful, wonderful Crimsonites, but I only got 27 likes. Can we get thumbs up? Can we get some thumbs up, please? I would really, 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 really appreciate that. We really appreciate that. Excuse me. So just giving people a little time to get in. I know how it is. Thank everyone for the cash apps already. In My Master, Mogul Maze, thank you. Tappa, thank you. Two Triff, thank you. Mr. Melody, thank you. Carissa, thank you as well. So you guys see the title. Excuse me. You guys see the title. Have they been holding us down or holding us back? And that's a real question. I'm talking about the collective of Black women throughout the years. Throughout the years of Black people struggling for rights. It is really warm in here. Black people struggling for rights. Struggling for a proper place in the country that our ancestors built. Black men have at various times in history led the charge for Black people's fight. And it has been a monumental fight that we've gone through as a people. From plantation fighting on that to after and all of the decades after. Fighting through Jim Crow, all of the social policies, all of the legal policies that were put in place to maintain the status quo that Black people won't be able to get a leg up in this country, won't be able to get some type of stable footing so that we can get out of a survivalist mindset and get into a thriving mindset. And any time that we even got close to achieving that, and we usually talk about the Tulsa, Oklahomas, we usually talk about the Rosewoods, we usually talk about the various neighborhoods, towns, cities that black people built up, especially during the period of segregation, where we were not allowed to mix with the so-called dominant society. So it has been a monumental fight, and it appears to me that every time we enter into this fight, black men include black women because in their eyesight, black women are to be included because that is how men think. And every time black men seek to make these strides, to put in the work for this fight, to change the culture surrounding black people, to change how we view ourselves biologically, to change the environment, black women always seem to be able to throw a monkey wrench in the entire situation. And I'm going to tell you what sparked this off today. I got 71 wonderful Crimsonites. I got 47 likes. Come on, thumbs up, everybody. Please, please. I'm going to tell y'all what triggered me off with this. And really what triggered off my gender war video that I did this morning. What triggered me off was reading that critical race theory article. And I bet y'all know what part of that article triggered me. Put it in the chat if you were there yesterday. You heard me reading that article. You know exactly what part I got triggered at. You could go and put it in the chat if you know. But I got triggered with the critical race theory article when I got down to the part where they started talking about critical race feminism. When they started including feminist ideas and that whole intersectionality conversation into something so serious as going through critical race theory and dissecting it from a biocultural perspective. And it triggered me off. And it triggered me off because black women, especially the ones who are in academia, and this is not a shot to all black women in academia because we have black women in the chat who are doctors and who are going for their PhDs. So I want to make that clear, that I'm not saying that all black women who are a part of academia or who were a part of it are also a part of the feminist gynocratic agenda. That's not what I'm saying. However, what I am saying is that a lot of those sisters seem to always be the ones to come up with a way to undercut and undermine Black people's progress when we're going in the right direction? That's a good question, Bishop, because that's where the gender war video that I did came from. Why do Black women continue to separate themselves from the group? And we can go back to something recent that most people here in this space witnessed for themselves. When Ice Cube, and you can think what you want to about, you know, what his proposal was. There are a lot of different opinions about it. But I'm not here to talk about whether or not I agree with all of the nuances and this, that, and the third. What I am going to say is that when he was on that panel, when he was talking to those supposedly well-versed Black women who wanted to be on a panel talking about various social issues and things of that nature, they wanted him to pinpoint where he specifically was talking about and separating out Black women's issues and stuff about Black women and what they go through, and basically separate them from the collective of Black people. And Ice Cube said, don't count yourselves out because you are Black. So when I say Black people, aren't you a part of it? And not only did he ask that question, which was an important question, but the answer, the response, the knee-jerk reaction was for them all to chorus together to say no. No. They said no. And when you look at the historical way that Black women have moved, then you can't help but take them at their word with that. When they say no, actually, we're not a part of you. Because they have not been a part of anything going as far back and maybe even further, but going as far back as 1851, when Sojourner Truth made her now very popular speech, "Ain't I a Woman Too?" That was in 1851. That predates the Civil Rights Movement. That predates the Black Panther Party. That predates Malcolm and Martin. And that predates all of that. That predates Tulsa. It predates it. She's sitting somewhere that separated herself out of the group when Black men are running the abolitionist movement. Mad because Black men had gotten the right to vote. When Black men were fighting, and at the head of that thing, there's usually progress being made. Have y'all noticed that? There's usually progress being made. And then you will have a group of gynocrats, a group of prehistoric hyenas. You know, prehistoric hyenas was bigger than the modern day hyena. More vicious. Didn't take but a few of them, you know, to get the job done. During those tumultuous times where Black people were fighting for human rights, you had the Sojourner Truths and the Ida B. Wellses and the Madam C.J. Walkers of the world banding together to do what? Separate themselves out of the group. When we take a look at the civil rights movement. And how under the civil rights movement, it was the women who opened the door for intersectionality, brown people, all of these other groups and subgroups to infringe. Hey, how you doing, C. Douglas? Thank you. To infringe on the fight that black people were having, that black people were performing. To open the door for other people to undercut and undermine the efforts that black men were making on behalf of the entire group. They were never making these strides only on behalf of black men. They were making these strides on behalf of who they considered to be their group, which included women and children. But every time you turn around, there was black women somewhere being a whole obstructionist to the entire thing until it fell apart or became so ineffective that it could no longer be called a black people's fight. At the same time, they'll sit somewhere and say they black first, they pro-black, they hoteps, they conscious. You got these same individuals that's on YouTube now. You know who they are. I'm not going to name any names. Thank you, Bishop. Say you was teaching A-Game Family, A-Game Nation, A-Game World. No doubt. Thank you so much, Bishop. That claim on the one end that they black first, that they are about the upliftment and the empowerment of black people. But when you start talking and getting in depth, they are in a gender war with black men, which means they're fighting against black men. You cannot be for the empowerment. You cannot be for the empowerment of black people going against black men. You cannot. It is not possible. It is not possible. The answer that them women gave Ice Cube should have been more than eye-opening to anybody that was watching. This is another reason why the gender war is so stupid and destructive. The self-sabotaging that goes on with black women is astronomical. Thank you, young manhood. How you doing, sweetie? Said cook. That's what we doing today. We gonna continue it on Danika's show, but I'm lighting the gas today. I'm lighting the gas over here. We getting the charcoals hot. When we think about when it came to the welfare programs, black women took up on that no sooner than they were available and didn't care about the one caveat. You can have it. Thank you, D Remedy. You can have it, but you gotta kick your man out of the house. It can't be no black men around. And instead of saying, black women, you know what? We're not going to destroy ourselves that way. We're not going to destroy the potential of and the future of our community by getting rid of our husbands and fathers, our brothers and our sons. We're not going to get rid of them for this paltry money that you're trying to give us. You either give it to us like you give it to white people, or we're not going to take it. And I remember one time conversation, shout out to BGS Ibmore. I remember one conversation he was having with the Bang. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I remember a panel that they were on, I do believe. And And he was asked, what should black women have done in a situation where they're being offered something and they're being told that they can't have their men? Were they supposed to starve with their men? And he said yes. And they went ballistic. But he was right. He was right. Because if you call yourself black first, if you call yourself I'm holding it down, which is what you will hear a lot of gynocrats, that's their mantra. We've been holding down the black community. We've been holding down the kids. We've been holding it down while you ninjas ain't did nothing. Y'all can't do nothing. Y'all not making no money. Y'all dusty. Y'all this, y'all that. We've been holding it down, but you've been really holding it back. They hide behind holding it down. Because if it's me and my man, let me tell you how a feminine woman, how a red pill woman, how a lioness operates in that situation. Because you can't come tell me that I can have something and my man can't have it. You can't come behind my man's back and and cut a deal with me to make me cut him out of the deal so I can have a few crumbs off of the table. We don't work like that. Red pill women do not work that way. Because you are not going to be able to come behind my man's back and tell me nothing. Because as soon as you come over here with that little jackleg deal you got, I'm going right over to my man and say, baby, look what he said. That's what he said. He told me to cut you out. He told me to get rid of you. He told me I couldn't have my family, that I couldn't have my protection, that I couldn't have my problem solver, that I couldn't have the one that give me provision, that I couldn't have the one that give me procreation. I couldn't have you. And that he would step in halfway. Give me a couple of little dollars and a little piece of bread. And I was supposed to do that. But I'm coming to you because can't nobody tell me I can't be with you. Can't nobody tell me to make my children orphans and fatherless. Can't nobody tell me to remove my cover from me. Can't nobody tell me to get my provision and the one with the foresight that can see things coming down the pipe to get rid of that for me. Especially the one who has been a constant enemy to the both of us. It's not gonna happen. Thank you, Mark Dimbo. It's not about to happen. And that's what you did. You took the deal. And you took the deal happily. When really you were supposed to perish with your man. If he can't stay, I got to be with him. If he gotta go, I gotta go. If we should die tonight, then we should all die together. Ain't no separation. Ain't no getting away from him. Ain't no you gonna separate me from my man. To do what to me? The alarm bell should have went off in your goofy head. But so quick was you trying to be a lapdog up under Zaddy, trying to be a lapdog up under Massa. He had so thoroughly convinced you that the black man wasn't worth nothing, that you would then believe anything that he said about the black man after that. Oh, he obsolete. Oh, he ain't nothing. Oh, you don't need him. You don't need him. You don't need him. You don't need him. And then you want to run around here and talk about who's a coon. The absolute nerve of the hyenas. The absolute nerve of these whitewashed gynocrats. When that's all you do is coon and beg for butter biscuits. You don't even get the whole biscuit. They crumble you a little old piece and the biscuit be stale when they give it to you. Thank you, Ebony. Said, true, sister, Native Americans did that. Yeah, the Native American women said, we'll be on a reservation with our men. If that's where we gotta be, then that's where we gotta be. But you couldn't tolerate to do that. The incredible selfishness is unbelievable. You took all of the deals. Every deal that came to you behind a black man's back. That's what you did. And the sad part about it is you paraded around like a badge of honor. They set you as a gatekeeper in charge of the culture. And you know, I started wondering after I read that stuff on the critical race theory and then ran up on critical race feminism. And y'all want to know what question occurred to me? Put a one in the chat if you want to know what kind of came to mind. And I wonder if it happened to anybody else's mind. Put a one in the chat if you want to know what occurred to me. Because, you know, I had always just assumed that some of you gynocrats didn't know you was being used, and some of you did know, but you didn't mind. But what never occurred to me until yesterday was this. The ones who know you being used, do you also know about Bioculturon? Is this why you so willingly are the gatekeepers for biology and culture because you know environment follows it? Is this why you so unshakable when it comes to every time black people do something, you introduce bad biology with the rainbow crew and this intersectionality stuff? That's what occurred to me. That's the question that occurred to me. Is that why you always so staunch? Because you hoping that when Zaddy enacts Bioculturon transformative things, that you'll be saved this go round. And he never saves you. He never saves you. He always leaves you behind. That's the thing that occurred to me. I think some of y'all know about that. And you won't teach it to your children. You won't give it to your people. You won't give it. You may not have that terminology, but I think you know about moral ethics and legal. That's the thing that occurred to me. You never wanted to be part of your man. You never wanted to be in the struggle. You just fake like you in the struggle because that's your cover story. Just like the agents that you are. Whenever the government put a mole, put an agent somewhere, they got to give them a cover story. So that the people that's around them won't suspect them of being agents. Or when they place a cop undercover, they got to give a cop a cover story so that it don't look funny and obvious that this person is a cop and are there to infiltrate whatever crime organization or whatever's going on. And that black first, we holding you down, that's your cover story. That's your dang on cover story. We gotta be masculine because black men are effeminate. That's your cover story. We can't let the natural biology take place in our community because the community will fall if we're not in the masculine position. That's your cover story. Our children gotta be raised up within fatherless homes because the fathers are not there and, you know, they run out on their families, and we gotta be strong, independent black women. That's your cover story. When you engage in activism, that's your cover story. When you look at the Angela Davises of the world, she was an activist. She, you know, she wore the afro. She did the fist up. But a feminist, a gynocrat, staunch. She was on that intersectionality stuff. Getting in bed with the likes of Gloria Steinem, a known mole, a known agent. That's your cover story. I'm going to be an activist. The Tamika Mallorys of the world. The Patrice Cullors of the world. The whole crew that was heading the Black Lives Matter movement. That be your cover story. Let's act like we so far into black people's rights so that they won't suspect us. Because how can we be against black people if we out here for black people? If we out here marching and yelling into bullhorns, how can we possibly be an agent? How can we possibly be working against you? But you do be working against you. You be working against black people as a whole when you work against black men and their progress. When you don't stand behind when the men have to speak up and say, you know what? We need to deal with the issues that specifically and primarily target black men. And what do you come and do? It's a cover story. Because when you really look at it, when you take the rose-colored glasses off, when you take the red, black, and green glasses off, and really look at what's being done, you see the Patrice Cullors of the world, true colors, come out, buying million-dollar properties in the whitest places that she could find. And how did she get there? Off of the backs of dead black men. The Black Panther Party was destroyed. Fred Hampton was killed brutally. And many members of the Panther Party was jailed or killed. Angela Davis is still there, even though people argue whether or not she was really a part of the Black Panther Party or just was around them. But she's still here. these gynocrats, male and female, always manage to stay alive. And the people with the real fight always manage to be killed. That's because you serving them up. Tamika Mallory fighting for black people. But you can see the video that I did about her Cadillac ad. Had nothing in it but women and one tea party. Where was the representation of black men? Where was the representation of black boys? Where was the representation of black leadership? No, it was nothing but females and pretend females. Sitting at a table mocking the Last Supper. Thank you, Eric, for the cash out. Sitting at the table mocking the Last Supper. Because that's how they feel about God, which God represents the divine masculine. That's how they feel about it. They mocked it. And put women at the table. And who else mocks the divine feminine, or the divine masculine? Who else mocks God? You fill in the blank. That's been your cover story. Let me sit there and talk about black issues in a very surface kind of, we ain't getting down to the root of it kind of way. You'll talk about different little articles, what's going on in the school. You know, you want to talk about stuff like the Crown Act. Oh, well, they shouldn't be discriminating against hair. And you know what? They shouldn't be discriminating against hair. They shouldn't be. But it ain't like you gynocrats care about it, because y'all don't even wear your hair. You wear Becky's hair. You wear Lean's hair. You wear Indian women's hair. You on that Brazilian Remy, Yaki, whatever they call it now. That's what you're doing. So what does it matter to you about a Crown Act? Everything you do is self-serving to the gynocracy. None of it helps black people as a whole. Why? Because you're not a part of it. You're in limbo. You think you part of Zaddy's camp, and the reality is you're in limbo. You're neither a part of him, nor are you a part of us, because I don't claim you. I don't claim no gynocrats. I don't claim y'all. I don't claim no hyenas. Because you've been against us from the beginning. You've been impeding progress from the beginning. You've been destroying the movements that black men put together from the beginning. You find your way to infiltrate what black men try to do. Anytime they try to get together and heal and then build something, here you come with your agent hat on. Here you go. Muddying the waters with stupid conversations that don't have nothing to do with nothing. That don't get down to the nitty gritty of why black people go through what we go through in this country. You want to be all inclusive because you think that makes you some kind of noble in the eyes of Zaddy. Somehow that makes you better in the eyes of Zaddy. He despises you. He can't stand you because he know what he made. He would never invite such a treasonous, traitorous hyena into his camp. He know what he created when he created the situations and circumstances that gave birth to you. He see how you don't value nothing. He see how you don't value your life. He see how you don't value the life of your children. He see how you don't value the life of your boys. You don't value the life of your men. You don't value the life of your father. He see how you don't value your self-image. You sit out here and you do busted challenges and all kind of crazy sex challenges. All in public, all in the street. The level of debauchery is ridiculous. And you do these things with a smile on your face. You got Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B as your patron saints. Releasing music talking about WAP and Thought Shot. With a video that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Ain't nothing but these thoughts twerking all around old white man. Go look at it if you ain't seen it. I've only seen clips. I refuse to watch the entire thing. Thank you, Roderick Jackson. So here's what I want people to understand. We're going to have to leave these gynocrats behind. We're going to have to leave them in the dirt where they want to be. And we're going to have to continue to build ourselves individually through the 10 life value system as red pill black men and red pill black women. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do the individual work that transforms the group. And that's really the be all end all of what we have to do. But here's what I'm really gonna do. I gotta preserve some kind of energy to cook some more. I told you I was lighting coals. We ain't even put the brisket on yet. So we're going to put the brisket on Danika's show. So I want everybody to tune in to Danika's show. Let me, can one of the mods put Danika's link to her channel in here just in case people don't know where to go? Or you can go to my community tab and be ready. Get ready. Because we're going to finish the barbecue over there. But before we barbecue, you know, you're going to have energy with me. You're going to have the energy to finish eating. And only with A-Game can you have the energy to finish eating. All right? So if you want to join the A-Game family, which I know that you do, it's super duper simple. All you gotta do is go into the description box, click the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com, and you get a 10% discount when you use the code Kendra10. That is KENDRA, the number 10 in at checkout. Okay? So ladies, if you have men in your life and you want them to be on their A-Game, then click the link in the description box. All right, I want to thank everybody for coming through today and getting it all warmed up, heated up. I want to thank everybody for their cash apps and their super chats and for the wonderful conversation. So 6 o'clock Central, Danika's channel, yours truly, shutting it down. Okay? All right. So I'm gonna wrap this up and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.